On the airplane, the lady sleeping next to me farted directly onto my leg.
Las Vegas.
And that was my welcome to Las Vegas.
My dad's trip to NBA.
NBA Con.
That's not what it says.
Okay. Day one. Look, I know it's not much.
An NBA sanctioned shooting sleeve for trash.
It's just the first thing I noticed. Sets the tone. Appreciate the
what else? What else?
Big Jenga.
Ugh.
Big chess. Big mouse pads. Small hoops. Big screens. Big Joe Dumars.
Shirts.
Rings.
Cole Anthony?
Podcasters. So many shirts. This guy.
The HOOPBus.
The HOOPBus from this commercial, maybe one of the best NBA commercials of all time. NBA 75th. That's the same bus. No doubt, right? I mean, this guy. He comes with the HOOPBus. I think, at least.
It's hard to slow him down. He shoots. That's good. That's three.
Yeah.
He said you want some chalk, calling out people in the crowd now. The chalk.
How about you do it? Okay, but what was the plan?
So this is the plan.
Hit me.
So we gotta go here, then there, then over here. Moses Moody, meet this
I know that
guy.
guy.
Gotta see Kareem. Listen to this.
yeah, man.
4:30. Then listen to everything. Darius. Then go here, go there. Jared, go over there. Evan, and then here. Everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Don't forget Grant Williams.
Yeah.
Gotta see Kareem. Oh, don't forget to tell everybody about your ideas.
Yeah, can you forward me the schedule now?
And this is what actually happened. Day one. Look who it is. Never guess. Just pause for a second. You know what my biggest fear was the whole weekend? Just recognizing people and not knowing exactly what their name was. Instantly, in person. But this was different because I saw 3-time All-Star, 2-time Sixth Man of the Year, last chance, Sonics legend, Detlef Shrimp. I wish I would have known. The funny part here is that I have a Seattle Supersonics
What's in your bag, sir?
1979 Fred Brown jersey stuffed in my bag, and I was being too precious about it because I should have just had anybody with any relation to the Seattle Supersonics sign this jersey. I mean, that would have been something, right? That's a thing. And he's standing right there, and by the time I pulled it out and looked around, he was gone. So I missed it. I blew it.
Ask for everything. Not letting that happen
But
again.
shout out to Detlef for being around and looking happy. Okay, look around. What's up?
More Big Jenga.
More Big Jenga.
Somebody really liked the Big Jenga in the conference catalog options.
Remember, in my basketball adventure bag,
I really just have a bunch of Mr. Bendy's, my Fred Brown jersey,
and
shirt from the 1977 dunk contest I bought off of actual eBay at 3 a.m. one night.
impulsively, clearly.
And a whole set of goals.
But I'd already missed Mr. Shrimp, and Joe Dumars was refusing to take
I don't know
questions.
if anybody's gonna be here.
This
could be a disaster.
I spent so much money.
Looks
Looks thrown together.
Somebody said Cole Anthony's
It
here.
was thrown together. They didn't have a guest list confirmed till the week of. That's normal. But just hang with me. Just have some faith in your NBA. It's my first time. The trophy. They had a trophy there. But I kept hearing how it wasn't the current trophy, but then nobody acknowledged or said what year it was from. But it was there, man. It was nice. This is the one shot I got of it. Yeah, it's not in it. There's a guy standing in front of it. I know. I'm lying. I actually got a little video. It's Nas Reed. Two things about Nas Reed. Number one, he was the first person to show up there and do autographs, and there was like no line. People having like full-blown conversations with him. And second, Nas Reed. That man's on my list, my team. Check out my 2022-2023 list. This is my team. Stop asking questions. Ask questions. I did actually, on the trophy, go over to the trophy to check it out, to see if it was real or not. And I tried to pick it up. I had this urge to hold it over my head, right? And then just hold it up.
Hoist it.
Don't do that, guys. Yes. Personally, I'll tell you, don't do that.
Hoist that.
Unless you win it. At least I think I tried. The trophy thing, okay, here on the trophy. I mean, you see this a lot in sports media.
The Larry O'Brien trophy.
The trophy makes a tour, or the trophy shows up somewhere, or
He's
it's
on a bucket list tour of New York City and
sitting on the floor on NBA TV, and you wonder, is this, I mean, obviously there's replicas and there's stand-ins and facsimiles, but they never really tell you, is this a real one? How much gold is it? Or is it Fake? I don't know how I feel about that. I want to see less of it, almost. Less fake ones. And, well, more of it on the court. Yeah, but less of it in person. I want it to feel even more special.
Because as it stands, the trophy, it's just like...
It's been everywhere.
It's all over the place. And whenever you hear about it, it's not usually a good thing.
Outside of the night they gave it to the championship team.
Every story you hear is like some weird, I slept with it.
Smushed it. Oh, I did something with it. You smushed it.
Story.
I don't know.
It should be behind glass.
And don't get me wrong, not that I don't
revere messing around with trophies.
They do it in all the major sports.
Oh, wow.
It would be nice to have one trophy that you just barely ever see. And it's really hard to get to. It's like the Magna Carta, like something in the Vatican catacombs. Something you just don't see. I mean, the Stanley Cup. Designed to replica of the Queen's jewels. Making a tour on Queen TV.
Well, that Stanley Cup, I've seen a lot of people messing around with the Stanley Cup who never won it. That's all I'm going to say. They let the guys take it home.
This isn't going anywhere. Completely unexpected, but it shouldn't have been, was...
These guys. Looks like everything is done. Quentin, Richardson, and
Darius Miles, they do a podcast together. They have the best first question in the history of podcasts.
Who's the first person to bust your ass?
They showed up. I don't know why. I know why. It's because of my age. Those guys were important figures, and I love every time I hear them and seeing them, and then he got on the bus. I love how the offer to sit in the driver's seat of anything large has never been rejected, never been turned down. It's all built into it.
You want to sit here and pretend to drive? Yes. Yeah. Let me sit here and I'll wave. And
Everybody.
Where do I cash out? I need to cash out.
Later that day,
there it is. The trophy.
Sir, don't touch that, please.
at a certain point I realized I should just start talking to people. I'm here, stuck all day.
$20 hamburger. 20.
It's so god blessed hot outside, it's literally not safe. So as they say, if you can't get out of it, get into it. Spotted this one guy over by the autograph arena, full head-to-toe Lakers gear. So I opened with,
did you see Naz Reid here earlier? There's like no line for him. It's probably too early, right?
I continued.
It went from a sign-in greet to a sign-in full-blown conversation, right?
And more.
On account of all the time each person had with him.
That's when the kind Lakers fan, who clearly had his own schedule, told me who he was waiting for.
I'm waiting for Kevin Herter.
I impatiently jumped the conversation with,
but he was here earlier. Decent crowd, though.
Laker fan, kindly and confused, responds,
Kevin's actually next at 3:30. You were probably talking about...
As he dips into his pocket and pulls his phone out, tilting the screen slightly in my direction, revealing the NBA Experience app loaded with all the details and schedules and names. He continued,
You must mean Isaiah Hartenstein. He was here earlier.
Wait, what? You absolute casual. How could you make a mistake like that?
You must mean Isaiah Hartenstein. He was here earlier.
I instantly felt it. I was wrong. Laker fan was right. Over the next half second, I internally debated going full defense or gracefully admitting I mixed up the only two white guys giving autographs today. So I went with a split. Squinting, leaning into the phone, squinting. I followed it up with a power move, low-grade prescription glasses. I said,
Oh yeah, I see. Oh yeah, you're right.
We both chuckled politely, wrapping up with a,
I guess that's what the app's for, right? Right? It's a good app.
I mean, and I didn't say this to him, those two guys are not out of Jersey guys yet. for Christ's sake. One of them wears a headband. That's how I recognize him all the time. But he didn't wear the headband today. And let's just put it this way. If any of them were in a commercial, they would make them wear their jerseys. That's a thing. Out-of-jersey commercials are reserved for a certain level of superstardom. And when they do it too early, nobody knows who they are. I still don't know who this guy is. I mean, they even had Kevin Durant wearing his jersey for some Sprint commercial after he won his MVP. They were like, I don't know if people recognize this guy yet. By the way, I found the guy on Twitter. This is the guy. Day one is over. I think it's time to go. I really love the creativity and just the shirts that people have.
Jerseys were really nice too.
I thought about a lot of things on my walk home. Who would commission that? It was 2 miles from the Mandalay Bay Convention Center East to my Courtyard Inn. I didn't choose to walk. It's too hot. 3 steps after, I left the convention center, and 2 seconds after, I ordered my Uber. My phone dies. Probably from heat exhaustion. I guess I'll never know if that Uber showed. Did they show up? Did they show up? Really? That was you? The first person to ever.
Playing against these icons. I remember the first shot, someone took a shot. It came off the board. I went over Moses' back and then boom, dunked it. Yeah. The rest of the game, Moses just wore my butt out. He was kicking my ass. I couldn't do anything right. He was just all over me. Boom,
Dunk. Day 2. I finally got a walk-in shot.
Okay, walking in. Part 2.
Day 2, I did not purchase the VIP pass.
Today we are general admission. And my biggest surprise is how nice the staff is.
Truth is, I missed a lot. This was my first convention ever. I somehow missed Dominique. I missed KG. Mello. Even though in various parts of the building you could hear groups shouting, Mello. I did kind of accidentally get a peek behind the curtain where all the big stars were coming in. And I probably should have just camped out there. I don't know what the goal was. But what was the goal? Like, to do anything. Also, I was headed over to listen to Kareem and downtown Victor Wembanyama's chat. But I got distracted by an old game on the big screen, this comfortable lawn furniture, and I got stuck watching it for about 30 minutes. It was like the 1998 finals. And the whole time I was just counting John Stockton's left-hand dribbles. Great game to watch. Jordan was, come on guys, that guy was good. Can we just agree that Michael Jordan was good at basketball?
Surprisingly good at basketball.
Eventually, they interrupted the finals game, Game 6, right when Ron Harper tied it at 79, in lieu of the Kareem-Wemby combo. And since I was already there, I just decided to watch it from the lawn. Good thing it turned out exactly how I expected. It was Victor uttering polite nothings and...
You said it's an honor for you to be with us, but it's truly an honor for me to be with you two guys.
Then Kareem reciting understandable, round-edged gripes.
Sure would have been nice, though, to be able to fly in a chartered jet from city to city like these guys do, man. I didn't get to do that. I'm happy for you that you come into a league that appreciates you, and they'll do all they can to make sure you don't get waylaid by somebody out on the court just because they want a job. There you go. So you have to have a big car to carry all the money that you guys make. It wasn't always like that, man. You know, guys used to have to take a job working at a car dealership in the summertime to supplement their income as NBA players.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy to you, but that is a fact.
Adam Silver arrives. You could feel it in the building.
So if Thank you all for participating.
He came out to announce the details of the mid-season tournament.
Hello, of course we're here today.
Here's my quick thoughts. Good idea. It's all gonna work out. Trophy looks fine. It'll be fine. The whole thing will be fine. In addition to them explaining it, did sound a little jacked up though.
But how does it work? Like this. All 30 teams will be split into 6 groups. 3 from the East, 3 from the West. A total of 4 games, 2 at home, 2 on the road. Those games happen Tuesdays and Fridays with a random draw based on last year's regular season records.
Kind of like sounds like when they were trying to explain the Kobe tribute Elam ending for the All-Star game, which if I absorbed that whole process patiently, you'd understand that it all makes sense when you see it. I do think that this midseason trophy, along with the Summer League trophy and a lot of the other newly invented accolades for the new seasons, it's all in an effort to level out the excitement for the final trophy. And I really think this is part of a broader approach to making it less finals focused and more all season long achievement focused. And that includes making trophies for everything and dialing back the big one.
A couple who never won it. That's all I'm going to say. They let the guys take it home for a week or so. Protect that.
My opinion about the actual event was the best thing they did was get Anthony Edwards involved.
Ant, what do you think?
What? What do you think?
What do you think about the first group, Ant? I know you're focusing on not messing up.
Who I think gonna win? Yeah, who's gonna win? Probably if Memphis.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because that guy is always ready, always funny, and always honest, which may all be the same or highly correlated.
Number 3 is the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah. Say it with your chest.
I get to beat up on Steve, y'all.
They also opened with, surprise, the Jabberwockies.
ESPN loves Richard Jefferson and the Jabberwockies.
I remember being a young boy watching the Jabberwockies and being excited every time I saw those creepy masks, but not nearly as excited as the NBA, because they love them. They must have a long-term contract with them. Or maybe more specifically, it's just one guy. Maybe it's Jared in events planning at the NBA, who his go-to move when he's backed in a corner is to, what are the Jabberwockies doing? Which is funny on its own, because what if Jared is a Jabberwocky? And there's some sort of insider trading deal. Is there a Jabberwocky union? Because I mean, I know how they rotate things, but there is generations between the guys who were dancing with Shaq and these guys on the stage today. Anyway, I got to stand in the VIP area, which was like a little sliver of a section, and my Lakers buddy was over there too.
Something I realized early on, but it really didn't start to bother me until day 2.
I did not bring the right uniform. I mean, it's a convention, excuse me. And all conventions are essentially the same. And every convention, the uniform here, it's not fashionable. It's not ice cream date attire. Nope. It's not hang out on your couch. It's not even what I'd wear to watch my best friend get crossed over and humiliated on Christmas Day. I try not to laugh about it. The convention is kitsch. Basketball kitsch. But I still do. And the homemade, one-off, air-sprayed Mark Madsen Rest in Peace shirts rained over this room full of athletic and unathletic sports dorks. And what did I do? What had I prepared? Well, my Fred Brown jersey was a XXX. Couldn't wear that. Otherwise, I prepared a bunch of nondescript shirts that, all credit to her, my wife thought looked good and comfy.
I heard some kids saying Carmelo Anthony, so I'm gonna walk around and find him.
I didn't find him. So I didn't get a lot of autographs, and I did not get many pictures. And that's for many reasons. I mean, for one, I really wasn't feeling that great to begin with. I had a horrible stomachache. I think it's something I ate, and I had to go to the bathroom a bunch. I did find this little private bathroom off to the side, which was nice. And that's for many reasons. But in this particular case, I went in with a plan. A plan to get Juan Toscano-Anderson to deliver a message directly to my son. Because he inspired my son. This play, with this one play.
Tested three, off the mark, deflected. Toscano-Anderson with a save goes crashing over the scores table. Curry for three, it's good!
With what, like 12 people in the audience? This weird half a season? These guys over here just entirely too focused. I'm sure one of those guys was watching him barrel towards them on a screen. And Juan does this, he goes for it. He just goes for it. Legitimately saving it. Skillfully avoiding this lady here. And then, oh dear. It was dramatic. It was frightening. It was brave. Inspiring. Knocked over a bunch of electronics. It looked like he did something he shouldn't have done, except everybody was happy about it. Meanwhile, the ball is back into Steph's hands for the go-ahead fourth quarter bucket. My son happened to see this.
Who was not a big basketball fan, he saw this.
And he locked in. It was enough to make him look up from the iPad and ask, "Oh dear God, is he dead? Is he dead?" Just kidding. But he was impressed and genuinely concerned. I mean, he really locked into this moment. He did ask me, "You could do that?
Go all out? Who is that? Jump over the table to save the ball?"
He was gonna remember this. And now I know what I need to do. And I'm next. Hurry up. Next to walk up those 3 little stairs. Try to tell him this whole story. Make sure he looks directly in the camera for the part that's for my son. See, because I was just about to ask him to deliver a message directly to my son. Something inspiring. Something about jumping over your own tables in the future. He can jump over his own tables one day. Something to lock this moment in so he'll never forget it. And that's when my phone battery died. Seriously, the moment I walked up the stairs, my phone made its final beep and left me hanging. But I told him the story, and he loved it. And I shook his hand way too long, and then he autographed a random shirt for me. See?
It's not a random shirt. That's probably should have had him dedicated to my son. That was the plan.
But I don't know.
I don't know what.
Let me tell you something about that Juan Toscano-Anderson story. The first time I recorded it and I ran through the details of the play, I got it completely wrong. I got all the details wrong, aggressively. And that's because I tried to just do it from memory. And when you try to do that, sometimes you just say things that sound good. Like, I thought this was a Steph Curry turnover that Juan Toscano-Anderson saved back to Steph Curry.
It's an arguably inconsequential detail.
But it does make it a little bit more interesting.
And she said, I just lied to her like you couldn't believe. She said, you gotta be 9 feet tall. Well, people see you as being something much more than what I see myself as being.
And I was fine with that. And you know what? For years, we have been fine with that. Because that's just a sports lie. It was part of the sports storytelling process, the sports lie.
In fact, you drove on a whim across country. What do you think about the mystery behind Wilt Chamberlain?
Sports lie is different than a regular lie because we all expect a sports lie. We all expect you to juice a story an extra 15%. Even the pointless ones.
It's that little extra wiggle room in the
bag. You can stuff another item or two.
I love to drive, see, but I love to be alone. I've always driven by myself. I've gone across country 20 times.
Like a baggy pair of pants, right?
Leaves a little bit to the imagination, a little bit of space between what's real and what can be perceived. Could be in there.
There is a lot of myth and legend associated with Wilt Chamberlain, as you might imagine, and sex. How much of that is true? Are you
100% of it.
Super.
That's the sports story.
Sometimes it just happens.
Story Magic Johnson ever tells.
Sports lie. The sports lie.
It's not a Bill Russell story. Not a regular life. Our backs. For example, nearly every answer to this question.
Who's the first person to bust your ass?
First person to bust your ass.
First game. Most of that.
First game. First game.
I
played against Jose Calderon.
Mitch Richmond was heating up. For me,
It was Grant Hill.
They're in the environment.
I was like, oh. And
You freaking
what we want is a story.
It is never the superstar in the league. It's always somebody in Cleveland.
So they give it to us.
Jose Calderon bust my ass. He gave me 26 and 14. Yo, he was fucking celebrating like a motherfucker. I was sick.
26 and 14. Next.
Man, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I swear. I tell Detroit Piston Grant Hill.
Teal jerseys.
Oh man, no, listen, dog. I swear on everything I love. The last 5 minutes of the game, he came down. He either scored, I fouled him, or he got an assist for somebody to score, and it was just like I felt like I lost the game. He had like 38, 15 assists, 12 rebounds, and I'm in the locker room like.
You felt defeated.
I felt defeated. I almost wanted to cry.
Wait, so had anybody ever hit you with a triple-double, though?
Which is really funny because essentially they're making themselves look worse for the sake of the story.
And then a couple sorry guys bust my ass.
I love that.
Like I couldn't stop Big Country for some reason. I don't know what it was. He used to eat my ass up every game. And Michael Doliak, you remember Doliak?
Doliak.
Yeah, Doliak. I remember the first time when we came back from LA to play at Orlando, Doliak hit me for like 25.
So, as we guessed, none of those numbers match the actual game numbers. I mean, what do you expect from Shaq? Jose Calderon never scored that many points. The truth is not telling the truth. Shaq. I checked. I even checked. And I hated every second of it. Actually, I had my buddy Ian check. And I instructed him to hate every second of it. Okay, it's time. Okay. Look quickly, now look away, and forget you ever saw it. I'm not here to bust myths. I guess I'm here to just show you what we're gonna lose. What our children are gonna lose. Yeah, say it again. What our children will never have.
Sports line, that's all.
Your grandpa based his entire personality off of sports lines.
And then there's Leroy Smith. Now you guys think that's a myth.
Traditionally, we have been pro myth making, legend building, lying. Not anymore. Doesn't seem like it. Seems like there's too much evidence available moving forward for this tradition to continue. Grandpas of the future are screwed. I don't know. How do you feel about that? Ago, and Johnny runs in and says, Muggsy unexplained. Let me just stop everything. I need to be honest. Gotta let it finish. Earlier, I don't know why I said that the HoopBus commercial might be the best NBA commercial ever. I'm sorry. I think I kind of read that somewhere and just repeated it. It's like a thing humans do, right? It's a great commercial, but there's a lot of other ones I think I like better, including this.
That shot where you're underneath the basket, it seemed like you were defying gravity. You took that ball and held it and looped it, and what was that?
I actually elevated and held the ball out of bounds and watched to see what was going to happen. You went through the basket, and it was one of those moments that they still show 30 years later.
This. These ones.
New way to get your family together. An NCAA mini basketball. Now you can get one for only $2.99 with every Pizza Hut pizza you buy.
Then, like, these ones for different reasons.
You call it, I'll do it. I say it with the pill.
Feel like a superstar.
What is that?
It's a snowball.
That's a pretty good snowball, Kawhi.
This one.
You want my autograph?
Oh, that's a charge.
What is this?
And then there's ones that I just can't get out of my head.
I got a foul.
Wow.
Like this one.
I'm a fan of the supernatural, so I love watching magic. Come on, there's no magic to it. We're all NBA fans.
So there's a more comprehensive list. And in that order. Then HoopBus was right in the middle. And if you want to see the HoopBus commercial in full, the link is below. I'm not.
Oh, so is everybody just lying all the time?
Side note.
Side note, sub note. As I was looking through all the old NBA commercials I've ripped and downloaded over the past 8 years, I spotted this one in one of the NBA Fantastic commercials from the, I don't know, 90s. Look at that. First of all, who is that? As much as we celebrate that one pass from Jason Williams in the All-Star game that resulted in 0 points. Oh, thank you. Yes, it was the Fantastic commercials. Okay, go. And cut off highlights. That deserves more historical credit. That pass.
Back to the conference.
You know, the funny part is, out of all the people who answered the question, I flat out assumed that Shaq would be one of the biggest liars, embellishers. I mean, he is the guy who made up a hefty fable about David Robinson snubbing him in an autograph session when he was a kid just to motivate himself. It didn't happen. I mean, credit to Shaq for that. Great story, great target. But Shaq actually nailed it. He just got the game wrong. It's when Orlando came to LA.
Back to the conference.
I love that Cole Anthony just wandered around, Mr. Participation himself. And it was great timing. He came over, he shot some free throws, got on the bus. I guess I hung out around the bus a lot. Kristopher freaking London, this guy. Last time I saw him, we were both losing to Donut Media at the Streamys of 2019. That was my heyday, right? Anyway, good guy. I mean, the bus was pretty nice. It had a bunch of memorabilia on there. Everybody who was famous signed a part of the bus, like a mobile museum. It was a real draw. Being on there, it's kind of cool.
It's been in a commercial.
Yeah. There were more. I saw a ton of people that I knew weren't in the NBA, but I knew were somebody, and I without their intro music, I don't know who they are. But I saw see Mark Phillips. He came out on stage, threw some shirts. I wanted to support him, so I bought this huge desk-sized mouse pad from his booth, and I don't recognize any of these people, but my son loves it and shows everybody. I'm a little old to use it, but I wanted to support the guy and his team. Maybe I'll give it away. I supported a bunch of people. I supported this guy. I supported these guys. This guy was great. This guy gave me a hug. I saw this guy hit a bunch of threes, and then that guy. I swear I know that guy. He's from something, right?
I know him.
As day 2 came towards its close, I started to do that thing, basically reviewing the day's tape in my head, seeing where I could have done more, or at least done a thing. And outside of trying to hoist the trophy, story threads around me were non-existent. I was like a disillusioned Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Just nothing coming out.
Later, I remembered.
It was at that moment I remembered. I did have something up my sleeve. I had an autographed dunking Darnell Hammond shirt from the 1977 dunk contest.
That's what Darnell Hillman has to shoot at now. $15,000 on the line.
What thread is this? The one where they never gave him a trophy until...
Darnell Hillman with his own special trophy from 1977. Darnell never got a slam.
It hit me. I had that with me. And the timing of this realization was key, because out of all the autograph sessions I missed or didn't even realize were going on, there was one person I hadn't missed yet, and he was making his way to the stage. Kareem was in that dunk contest. He was in it.
You have to be able to move your body in certain ways and make it do certain things.
They all were. All of them. All the names. They were in the contest, and of course they were all in the contest because, well, they had to do whatever the league said, but it was also a year-long dunk contest.
$46,000 in prize money is on the line, and some of the most spectacular players in the NBA are competing for a $15,000 first prize. Basically, the competition works like this. It's an elimination.
What if I got all the people in the dunk contest to sign this shirt? That'd be pretty amazing, right? But this is not going to work because with no VIP pass for the second day, there was no way I was going to make it in this line. I was too late. until I glanced down around the neck of a legitimate Day 2 VIP and noticed today's VIP pass looked the exact same as yesterday's VIP pass, so I whipped it out, flung it around my neck, and slid right into the VIP lane. I think they called it MVP lane.
The latter, definitely the latter.
I was now just minutes away. I quickly opened my Brooks Brother duffel, purchased at an airport at some point in the past month, and in no time furled the sky blue extra large tee, plopped it on, and somewhere in this rush I also put on my rarely worn glasses for some reason. It's like a dog with just extra energies doing stuff. And I was just feet away from Kareem, who also had one of the best shirts the entire conference. And this was my moment. I was going to get him to autograph the shirt. It was all making sense. And now it was my turn. The 3 stairs again right ahead of me. And you know what they tell me? And I kind of noticed this ahead of time. They said, Kareem will not be signing any autographs. Ugh. It's just pictures. And then I looked and realized Kareem was a Kareem statue. It was really Kareem, but Kareem had assumed the statue position.
He's not blinking.
Holding a smile, not blinking, not moving, not responding to people's questions, just staring forward. Kindly, very kindly.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Phones, give me your phones.
Unfortunately, when I got my camera back from the helper lady,
I'll take the pictures.
she said,
Your phones.
all I got is one picture, and then the phone died.
Your phone died.
All I got is one picture, and then your phone died.
Phone died.
And then your phone died. And then my phone died. Turns out, well, I'm not shy, I'm just an overthinker, right? Barging into people's spaces and proclaiming I have the only idea that matters is, it's weird, right? But there's a weird point you just hit. You kind of just understand that your family back home needs you to make something of this. And then a couple of free mint juleps, maybe. Well, free after PJ here tells you why you should buy a Kentucky Derby experience for 8 minutes apiece. After a couple of free mint juleps, mint julies, and the potential disappointment from your 8-year-old when he asks, did anybody like your ideas? And you say, well, I didn't really talk to anybody. I just played Papa's shot and got my steps in. That potential future kind of kicks you in the ass and gets you going, right? That's a great way to start an interaction. Okay, but please, let's provide some grander context. I went to meet people, and I went to get the ball rolling on 3 projects. One being this, Mr. Bendy, here, aka Lil Jimmy, aka maybe even aka Lil Jumpman. Turns out you can just use that name if you want to. I made a whole bunch of these. Look, they're on my hotel desk. I made them all unique, put some magnets on them, people love magnets, made some mini basketballs. And there you go, you need one, right? Put it on your shelf, it's art, but guess what? You can pose it, and it's fun. Some are left-handed even. But selling these little guys wasn't even the goal at the convention. The goal is to, I don't know, if you don't know anything about these little Mr. Bendies, watch this other video I made. Anyway, the goal is to have this above the intersection 30th and 10th downtown New York City at the top of the High Line's premier public art location, the Plinth. This is where one piece of big ass art goes every year. Right now they have this, and next year I'm pitching they have this. 10 to 15 foot tall version of these. And even better, and guess what? Each month we put it in a new pose. You want to see some fun poses, check out this video. And
oh, don't forget to tell everybody about your ideas.
I was not afraid to talk about this. I shared. I talked. I even left one of my little magnet balls on the hoops bus. And that's nice and all. But after I left the hoops bus area for the final time, I walked back by the autograph area.
Because everything has like an area.
And Kareem was leaving the stage. And now, I knew the future.
I wish I'd told him earlier.
This was his last commitment. This was it. He had already consoled Jerry. He had already spoken French to Wimby.
Vive la bleu blanc rouge. Sorry, what'd you say?
Vive la bleu blanc rouge. Yeah.
I didn't know you spoke French.
This was it.
Oui. Oui.
And if they were leaving, I knew where they were going. A back entrance. Blocked off to the public by those long, imposing convention curtains.
Like velvety waterfalls from hell.
But just to the left of the end of one of those velvet monsters was a quiet, clean bathroom I stumbled upon early on day one.
And continued to use for the duration.
Right to the left of the bathroom, there was an opening. Between the partition, a stanchion, and the curtain. A narrow pathway that required precise footwork and timing to get through, opening up into an area with just enough randos walking around as to not stand out. And this is where all the big names had come through.
Perhaps this bathroom I had found was the one intended for them.
But this is not about a bathroom. It's about so much more. Now that I was back there, acting casual and not crazy, I looked up and up and up, and I was physically standing in the way of Kareem and his end-of-day goals, which were to leave. I started to say my piece. I started pointing, frantically pointing at the Darnell Hillman autograph.
Look, you know him. You were in that contest. See, look, it's Darnell.
But I don't think it really mattered what I said, because he reached down for the pin, almost as if he had calculated this was the easiest way to handle this. Handle me, I guess. I handed him the pin. And, well... It had only been a half a second, because it hit me like lightning. As he held the pin between two of his thumbs,
The pointy one.
upwards towards the velvet god, preparing to either bite it or bite me. I knew exactly what to say.
Complaint.
I looked up, I said, crotchety. Kareem, when the league asked you to be in a dunk contest, you dunked. You did it. You did what you had to do. These kids just don't. As I slowed my breathing and my speech,
Get it.
I noticed Kareem relinquishing the grip of his infinitely strong thumbs,
Like a reverse whip.
letting the pin fall to a position he could pinch it. A position to pinch it between another two fingers. A different pairing. He leaned forward towards my shirt, bones rattling. Then I said,
Zatarang! Zatarang!
then I did that flappy three-finger snap thing. He smiled.
All this love, all this attention, I think it's really the...
Vive la bleu blanc rouge.
Sorry, what'd you say?
End of day 2.
Also, I don't think I've ever had better customer service at this place.
And then the ending, right? Well, there was 3 days. I only went 2 days. And the ending was great because after this little 2 Chainz medley of 2 Chainz features, we all went to the designated place and enjoyed some designated, probably organized fun where nobody embarrassed themselves or removed any clothes. Maybe, I don't honestly remember. I do remember waking up at 3 p.m. the next day without my glasses and a really dry mouth and one outgoing call. Luckily, the flights that morning were all canceled, so whatever it was that was done didn't have any long-term consequences. Luckily, woo. Conclusion. Part 9. The conclusion. We are forever on the hoops bus until somebody flicks money fall away. There's an off chance Victor Wembanyama will be presented with the downtown nickname. I own an RDC full desk size
And my son
mouse pad.
won't stop showing everybody. There's more. He shows everybody.
Made 2 really good contacts. Not in the way of like I can take advantage of those contacts, but I'm gonna try if I feel good about knowing those guys now. And I never fell down. We're coming for you. The High Line, the plinth. This is the real one, the real thing. 2024, maybe 2025. I gotta check the submission date. It's happening, man. Look, I even mocked it up. Okay, so this is a script. It's a audition for a sponsorship. It's a partnership between 2 great companies, and they are requesting a child narrator. So, there you go. That's you.
I feel like I'm gonna cough, but I'm not.
That's okay. You got it? Just read through real quick. Just do a quick read through.
Okay.
Just read the parts that say child narrator.
Excited and vibrant. Guess what? Guess what, everybody? Something super cool is happening. The most awesome basketball stars are teaming up with the yummiest rice.
No. Come on.
Guess what, everybody? Something super cool is happening. The most awesome basketball stars are teaming up with the yummiest rice ever.
Try that again.
Guess what, everybody? Something super cool is happening. The most awesome basketball stars are teaming up with the yummiest rice ever. Zataran's rice is teaming up with the NBA G League. Zataran's rice is teaming up with the NBA G League Women's All-Star Weekend. It's gonna be a blast. And guess what? The fanciest stars are coming to the party, and they are toast. And guess what? The fanciest stars are coming to the party, and they're toasting to Grace at the awards banquet.
It's the awards for Grace NBA, WNBA G League. It's a partnership between Zatarans and the WNBA.
They are toasting
banquet for All-Star Weekend.
Is Grace a person?
No, Grace is a concept. Go ahead.
They are
just read it. Yeah.
The fanciest stars are coming to the party. And they're toasting to Grace at the awards banquet.
Yeah, great.
So come on, let's cheer for the super duper partnership that's full fun, flavor, and basketball magic.
Try that last line 2 different ways. Give me 2 different varieties, 2 different approaches.
So come on, let's cheer for the super duper partnership that's full of fun, flavor, and basketball magic.
Try it again.
So come on, let's cheer for the super duper partnership that's full of fun, flavor, and magic.
Alright, what's next?
Magic. Yay, let's celebrate together. Zataran. Yay, let's celebrate together. Zataran's right. It doesn't even say rice, it just says Zataran. Yay, let's celebrate together. Zataran's and the NBA G League Women's All-Star.
It's not a joke. You're not going to get the gig.
Okay.
Read it like it's important.
Yay, let's celebrate together. Zataran's right. Not even the
3,
thing.
2, 1.
Yay, let's celebrate together. Zatarans and the NBA G League. I can't. Zatarans and the NBA G League. Yay, let's celebrate together. Zatarans and the NBA G League Women All-Star Weekend. We're fun, No, I want this. I said we're fun, yeet's yummy.
That's not the line.
I mixed up the Y from the yummy.
Can you deliver the line or not?
I got it. Yay! Let's celebrate together. The Zatarans and the NBA G League Women All-Star Weekend, where fun meets yummy.
Give me fun meets yummy in a couple different ways. Go.
Where fun meets yummy.
Number 2, go.
Where fun meets yummy.
3, go.
Where fun meets yummy.
Give me one that's slow.
Where
go.
Fun.
Well, hold on. Go.
Where fun meets yummy.
A little louder, a little more excited.
With
Keep it.
fun yeets.
Hold on. 3, 2, 1.
With fun beats yummy.
All right.